Hey, this is take 2 because I screwed up the first time. So I think I know why we're having food shortages. And it has nothing to do with the thing, trucker shortages, or ships at sea. But before we get into that, hit that subscribe button. You might like what we're doing here. Okay, let's get into it. So I was doing my morning reading and I started to notice a correlation between the current food shortage and government actions. Here it starts. Supply chain chaos forces schools in Alabama to ask parents to give their kids breakfast at home and send them to class with snacks. Otherwise, they risk going hungry due to a lack of food deliveries. Interesting. But wait, CNN wants to chime in as well. If you hoped grocery stores this fall and winter would look like they did in before times, the limitless options stretching out before you in the snack, drink, candy and frozen food aisles, get ready for some disappointing news. Oh, it's going to be a dark winter. But wait, there's more. But then we start to see really ridiculous stuff like this. The whole aisle is empty, but instead vinyl prints replaced to look like it's full. This is Kroger, Ohio. Wow, that's really out there. But also look at the date too. That's from August of this year. So it's kind of old, but things have stretched back that far. I mean, it's only October. So, yeah. One of the key things that I want you to think about before we formulate the rest of our hypothesis is this. So what's the deadline? This comes from an article that kind of talks about his schedule today. Schumer and Pelosi have continued to press for a resolution by October 31st. They're talking about the bills that are in Congress right now, the two big monster bills. When the current short-term Surface Transportation Fund extension expires, Surface Transportation Fund Infrastructure Transportation Bill. Biden is also scheduled to be on an overseas trip on October 31st, with stops that include the United Nations Climate Change Conference. What if he could pass those bills before then and look like a hero to the world of lefties? Two things are happening right now. First, there's a food crisis in the United States. Hell, there's a food crisis in the entire world. It's just not as bad here as it is in other places. It has nothing to do with container ships, or the cost of containers, or the cost of shipping containers, or ships at sea, or the thing. Secondly, we have a fighting Congress for trillions of dollars to be spent. And it's all under different names, but it really is like transportation and infrastructure, but it's really code for the Green New Deal. Now, so far, we've been able to slow this agenda. Thank you, Joe Manchin. We should all move to West Virginia. I honestly believe that. But then, let me show you this.
Let's see what's happening. See all these trucks? All those trucks? All those trucks? See all those trailers right there? Well, see those big green things behind all those trucks? I am in Tacoma, Washington. I have watched those cranes all day and not a single one of them has moved. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 major cranes at this massive port. Not a single one of them has moved today. All these trucks right here, right there, all these trucks out here, all of them are waiting for a load. They are sitting here doing nothing because the ports aren't working. So don't think that it's because of a driver shortage. It's not. These guys need work. The freight's sitting right there. Cranes aren't operating. So that's the truth.
And then there's this.
Up in Europe is the same what they done in Africa and the same what they done in Asia. The situation is they're deliberately destroying food in transportation and warehouses. The situation is the food is ready. They have both the food from the farmers is rotting in the warehouses and in cover story they are selling the world is that there is shortage of drivers and secondly for the labor. That is complete bullshit. The idea is simple. They want to starve you to death. And I want to make this clear to everybody. If you let them lock you down again, they're going to use the same propaganda they used in Africa and the same they used in Asia. They rot and destroy all the food crops, and what you're going to see is mass shortages of food in your warehouses, and you would be locked down. So if you let them lock you down, you will starve to death.
Okay, so it's clearly not because of the thing or a trucker shortage. This can all be linked back to the current administration. I want you to watch this, and I kind of laugh because it's almost like these people forgot that the internet is forever.
We don't have a food shortage problem. We have a leadership problem. We have plenty of food. It's being plowed under. You're euthanizing cattle and pigs. They're out there making sure that they're pouring thousands of gallons of milk under the ground. It's not a food shortage, it's a lack of leadership, And the leadership goes across the board. One of the reasons why those processing plants aren't open is because they're not safe for people to work in those plants. Number one, they're not safe. They're not getting the protective gear they need. Number two, one of the reasons why we're not getting material and food to people's tables is because there's no way to get it transported to there. We don't know how to manage what's going on. For example, imagine if we were to say to the country that tell all those milk producers that just send all that milk to the bottling plant. The federal government will pay for it, and the federal government will give it away to all of the folks who need it. We'll give it away to all those charitable organizations that are out there trying to feed people, try to give people what they need. Imagine if we were willing to take the time. I mean, we have the best agricultural system in the world. It's the leadership we can't afford to let people go wondering where they're going to get their next meal. And so right now, hunger today isn't about scarcity. It's about massive failure in leadership.
So it is the current administration's reason we all feel so bad. And it leads to the overall question, why? What if, and I'm just hypothesizing here, what if the Biden administration is purposely raising the misery index to try and force the Green New Deal agenda? Now, I know it's a little far-fetched, but you have to ask yourself, why is this all happening? And there's no clear answer, but then you have to ask yourself, who stands to benefit from this situation? It surely isn't the American people. Now, I'm going to use my standard disclaimer and say that I'm just a guy that likes to talk loud and say controversial shit. And with that said, and based on what we're currently seeing, no quantifiable answer can be deduced. And that's exactly what they want you to think. Now, because I premiered this video, I've added an extra 5 minutes at the very end of it just for people to chat. If you didn't know that, premiere means that we can actually talk to each other while we're watching the video together. How cool. Okay, so if you like what I'm doing, hit that like button. It really does help. And also, YouTube has determined all by its little self that you would like that video to watch next. It's on you. Until the next time, stay safe and whoop. Oh shit.